Hey everybody, Jonathan Mark Mendes, Painted Love, and welcome to my channel. Exciting day today. I'm looking at a brand new product by Annie Sloan. Now this is Annie Sloan Satin Paint. It's developed for interior use, but it can be used on furniture. And today I'm applying this to furniture with my method. There'll be whole lots of different ways of applying this. Even the manufacturer instructions say slightly different, but I'm just going at this at belt and braces. It's the first time. I do not know how this is going to turn out. Well, I do actually, because I filmed this 3 weeks ago and it's in my living room. And what can I say? It's absolutely beautiful. So if you want that sheer, silky smooth finish to a piece of furniture, this is your product. Let's take a look at the tutorial. Guys, so this wasn't intended to be a tutorial, but I'm going to take you through step by step of what I'm doing with a brand new product. Now, I say brand new, it's not brand new to me, it will be to you guys. I've been using this in the house and I absolutely love it. It's an interior product. Annie has brought out wall paint and now she's brought out satin paint, which is for all woodwork and metalwork within interior, in your interiors. So I've been using this on my staircase, my stair spindles, my window frames, and I absolutely love it. So today I'm taking it and using it with furniture. Yes, I absolutely love chalk paint. And why would I use it on furniture? Well, these two pieces, I'll explain in a moment why I'm using this on furniture. And plus, it's kind of for myself to see whether this works out really well. I'm sure it will because it seems so good on my interior stuff. This is the product. It's not branded yet. I've had it for quite a while. Annie has sent this through to for all of us to trial before it goes live to the public, and I'm really super excited about this. You can see there's no branding on the can yet, but this is Chicago Grey, and it's satin paint. So let's take a closer look at the actual pieces of furniture and why I would be using satin paint on the pieces of furniture. So as you can see, these two pieces of furniture are super sleek and shiny. They are a reproduction kind of mahogany, Victorian style drop leaf table, and they're fabulous. They're going either side of our sofa and they're just perfect for what I need in size and shape, and the opportunity to make them larger. As you can see underneath, there's a lot of things going on like this and the hinges. I'm going to change the handles, not keen on the handles, although I do love this curvy shape on the drawer. Also, the reason I'm using the satin paint is this drop leaf. If I'm using chalk paint, and I have done in the past, and occasionally what you'll get is scrapes from the drop leaf because chalk paint notoriously is slightly thicker, fuller bodied, so usually I would clean this right down and keep it kind of close to the wood colour or go with a wood finish. Now I want to paint everything here, the whole top and sides just one flat colour, and I'm using Chicago Grey, and I think it will be perfect for the job. So I'm going to take you through it step by step along the way how I achieve the flat finish on these. So what you can see me doing here is just taking my time over removing all of the drop leaves from each table, making sure not to lose anything. I'm placing all of the brackets and hinges and screws into a container. Also, I'm laying out the leaves of the table in order on my countertop to make sure I know which leaf comes from which table. Also, I'm removing the hardware for painting. I've decided not to go back with these handles. I'm going to go for a centralized knob in each drawer, which means I'm going to have to use a quick drying 2-pack filler to move forward quickly. So whilst I'm waiting for the filler to harden in the handle holes, we're going to go for a central hole in here. I'm going over the piece. There was a couple of stickers that were on this piece of furniture from when we bought it. So I'm using a little bit of white spirits to remove any sticky marks on here. There is one inside this drawer right at the top here. So I'm just going to rub them away. Just remove any sort of residue of anything sticky that there might be on the tabletop. So white spirits is good. You could use sugar soap, all sorts of things just to degrease anything on this piece of furniture. So I want to give the surface a light key. Now you could use one of Annie Sloan's sanding pads, which would do this beautifully. I've got this kind of pad as well, which is kind of foamy. It's got an angle on it so we can get into the indentations just to slightly knock back the surface of sheen. This is just belt and braces. You will not have to do this with PX4, but I like to, because the veneer is slightly raised here and there, I want to get a real sheer finish. So by doing this, it just adds another level of keying for the paint to sit on. Here you can see me using a coarse grit sandpaper just to work down the 2-pack filler in the filled holes just to get a nice flush finish. Then I move back to my sanding pads to key up all of the surface area over the whole piece. Once I finished keying the surface with my sanding pads, I decided to move back to the white spirits and give the whole surface a good old clean to remove any dust particles. So I'm just going to take a brief moment to talk about priming and undercoating prior to using satin paint. Now you can use chalk paint to make a primer coat before using satin paint. A thin coat of chalk paint with a flat brush, something like this, or a synthetic brush, you can smooth out really finely and it will give great adhesion. We all know what chalk paint's like for sticking to shiny surfaces, so that is a great way to prep the surface before using Annie Sloan Satin Paint. But I'm going to be using my old faithful. You can see how long I've had this can. This is PX4. It's made by Crown. It's a great primer. It gives really good adhesion. So I'm going to use this with 10% water mixed into a bowl. It's really thin and kind of milky. You'll see. And I'm just going to go over it with this fine brush, give a real thin coat and allow it to dry, ready for the satin paint. So my primer has dried good and proper. I have a roller tray. I have my new satin paint by Annie Sloan. This is Chicago Grey. Sorry about the can. It was before all of you guys got a chance to grab a can of this gorgeous stuff. And I have my roller, foam roller, and I have a variety of brushes. I have a detailed synthetic from Annie. I've got a very worn Klingon brush and a flat, this is the cheapest brush ever, a flat synthetic brush. I don't know which one I'm going to use. I most definitely will use the Annie brush for all of the edges and curves, but I might be using this brush to off-lay the paint. I'm going to use the roller. If it doesn't work for me, I will go back to a brush, but This is self-leveling paint, so it should go on like a dream. So I'm going to use the roller to apply it on fairly quickly and then offlay with a brush to take any dimples out. So wish me luck. So here you can see me applying the paint into the detail areas with the small Annie Sloan brush. Then I'm taking my roller and applying a generous amount over the surface and rollering quite smooth. And then I will take my large synthetic brush and offlay. Now this is a gentle tickle to the surface just to remove any dimples from the roller. What you will need to achieve is a very fine layer of satin paint. Be careful to go back and make sure that there is no trickles or runs in any of the connections of your project. As you can see here, I've got myself into a really good rhythm with my application of paint. The whole project has taken about 2.5 coats of satin paint over my primer, which is pretty much the same difference as using chalk paint with a top coat of clear wax. Really, you can have your project done in a day as satin paint dries super quick. So we're now on day 2. As you can see, it's completely dry because my little friend is sat on top. She's so inquisitive when it comes to what I'm doing in the workshop. I have a little confession to make. The supports underneath, I forgot to paint. They're not seen. I'm gonna add them back as they are on the piece of furniture. The internal parts of the drawers are dark, so I kind of think a little bit of homage to the original piece of wood. I've also got these lovely knobs to put onto the drawer front, so I'm going to just take some time marking out the holes for that, putting the drop leaves back on and putting this back into position. What can I say about Annie's satin paint? Well, it is a total different principle to chalk paint. Nevertheless, the results are astonishing. I absolutely love the feel of this. It's so silky smooth, great for the flat finish. Obviously, this has been developed for interior use as well, so don't forget all of those high traffic areas like skirting boards, staircases, window frames, metal work within your homes. This is what it's for, but it does work, as you can see, so beautifully on a lovely piece of furniture. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you take something away from this. Take your time, enjoy the process of using Annie's satin paint.